Welcome to another episode of StewTube. Bitcoin has seen a nice little pump to the upside today, however, continues to struggle with all-time high resistance. And guys, I think we could be on the verge of another large move in the market one way or the other. So I want to talk about a couple potential price targets here and kind of what I'm personally thinking is going to be happening with the markets here. And just some important levels to watch for, and a position that I'm currently in. I actually may not be by the time this video ends. We're going to see here, but I'm going to talk about why I took it and so on. It's already in a nice profit. And maybe not to the side that you think, but yeah, just taking a look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart here. Like I said, guys, this red horizontal line here, obviously facing it as strong resistance. And I know a lot of people are thinking that we are going to take a massive dump to the downside, buy the rumors, sell the news type of thing with the halving, whatever you may believe. I want to be clear about this. Even though I am quite bullish, and I have been for quite some time, I'm absolutely open to the idea of some downside. It's totally normal for Bitcoin to do several 30 to 40% corrections in a market cycle. And I know you guys hear me talk about that in every video and every live stream and that sort of thing. But I'm not so sure that's coming yet. And my reasoning for that is, I know I've been talking about this for quite some time as well, that, if we got to all-time highs, we have to watch how it's reacted with. Are we just going to consolidate at that level and tap away at resistance here, or are we seeing a harsh rejection? Two very different things. And as it stands right now, I mean, you guys know that typically speaking, bulls like to take the stairs, bears like to jump out the window, take the elevator, whatever kind of expression that you're used to. But what we're seeing is the bears are definitely not jumping out the window right now. All we're doing, even though we're facing the biggest resistance Bitcoin has ever had in its history, because all-time highs from last cycle, we're just tapping away at it. We're not seeing that significant retrace. We haven't even come back to this old higher low support on this trend. I mean, there's just so much strength in the market. The market is not being spooked by this strong resistance level. And to me, it really seems like, this is the fourth week, you guys. So basically a month straight, we've just been tapping away at resistance. So that's where I'm saying it's important to pay attention to how we are facing resistance rather than just the fact that we are in fact at resistance, right? So yes, it's good to be cautious. Yes, we don't want to FOMO right into resistance, but something to be cautious of, you guys, is I don't think you necessarily want to FOMO into an aggressive short, just thinking that we're in for some sort of a serious correction here. And I want to talk about something, I'm not sure if I just mentioned that, but last market cycle, that's one reason why I was talking about when we got to all-time highs. I didn't think we would smash right through, but I think in many videos I stated exactly that I figured we would kind of struggle here for about a month. And that's basically going back to previous market cycle here. You can see that was the all-time high back when it was around that 20K level. We basically struggled at that all-time high for about a month or so. What are we seeing right now? Basically the same thing. So obviously it doesn't have to happen. It just happened last market cycle. That's all I'm saying. And it could be a thing. And like I said, we're just not really being spooked at this resistance level. So just something to pay attention to there. Something that I am actually looking for, and I'm thinking maybe this big rejection isn't going to quite come yet. It absolutely could, because let's just go, like I said, 30% corrections would be totally natural. Where we've topped out so far, down to my higher low resistance, or support rather, that is a 30% correction. That would be the ideal size of swing for some kind of a pullback on a typical bull market for Bitcoin. But what I'm thinking is we might actually go a little bit higher. And the thing is, guys, when we get into all-time high territory, we are then in price discovery. We don't have market structure to give us any guidelines. We could use some Fibonacci extensions and that kind of thing. The only thing that I'm basically looking for right now in resistance is something that I see quite often is if we get some kind of a swing fail pattern, a failed break, liquidity grab, whatever you want to call this. Quite often our next fake out is going to be, let's connect these lines. And yes, I know this does not have to be concrete. This is reaching for any sort of structure. Like I said, we just don't really have much to go off of to find resistance, so this is really reaching for it. But just some sort of a level that I do want to watch for would be connecting those resistance lines and looking for maybe just kind of a upward sloping resistance level. And that would take us very close to that $90,000 level, really anywhere from 86 up to 90, somewhere in there, depending when we would hit it, really, if we even hit it, you guys. But then let's just say that is our next leg up. If we do end up, right now we have this high. If we set another higher high here, this confirming as our higher low, what kind of a correction could we be expecting on that sort of a move? We would be looking at around that same thing, around that 30% correction. So again, this is just reaching. This is all theoretical at this point. I just really think that a big move is looming, and whether it's in my opinion, and I do not think this is going to be a market cycle top or anything like that. If that does happen, I think it's more of some sort of a quick reaction and then breakout, and that's where we really see the parabolic run come into play. But I don't really trust breakouts like that until there's 3 exact touch points. Anyone who's been through some of my older videos when I'm talking about trading chart patterns and that kind of thing, I like, if I'm looking for a breakout, I like 3 exact touch points before that happens. So it would be ideal to now see some sort of a 3rd touch point, a pullback, and then breakout, retest that level, and basically off to the races from there. I would absolutely love to see that, but we're going to have to see what the market gives us. So yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the long-term trend. Yes, we could absolutely get some kind of, a loss of momentum and test some of these lower levels. I personally think we're going to test a little bit higher before we see a big correction, but anything is possible. So I can already tell from the price on this chart that I'm not in my short anymore, but going to talk about it anyways. I did find myself in a nice long this morning. And this trend collection indicator I've been using a lot lately has been calling some nice moves. I know I love my Stuber fib setups and that kind of thing. Those are excellent for trading range bound price action and stuff like that. And yes, you can catch continuations as well, but the size of moves that I'm catching with these indicators, just because like it says it's a trend collection indicator, it's a trending indicator, so you're catching those bigger moves. And with how I like to use it, I use them to help me spot a trend. So I actually just getting this higher buy signal, we were just seeing the warnings, right? We were seeing my reversal warnings, these W's start trending to the upside. We have our buy signals trending to the upside. We got a beautiful move this morning. Most of you guys are well aware. And then, that whole trend, we're just W's trending to the upside, buy signals trending to the upside, the sell signals also trending to the upside. So I'm not taking any of them serious. And then we finally get that loss of trend as soon as, you have our W's trending to the downside with this sell signal. Then we actually end up setting a lower sell signal, a lower buy signal. We have lower trending yellow W's here. So I actually ended up closing out my long, took a short position. I did end up just closing the rest of it out. You can see this red dotted line since we just hit it. Yep, unfortunately stopped out of the rest of it, but it was in a profit. I entered around here because all my signals were lining up. Ended up taking some profits down along here and then also at this green dotted line. So I ended up closing out half my position before getting stopped out at this red dotted line. So beautiful play anyways. Basically my reasoning for taking some profits down here at this green line, like I just mentioned, is because of a potential Stuber setup, right? If I pull a Fibonacci from down here to up here, look at that, where we end up getting that initial reaction right in that 786, 886 Fibonacci pocket, which would have hit TP1 if you took a hedge long. That would be sitting nice. I never did take the hedge there. I was talking about it with someone else actually earlier. I just never got around to pulling the trigger in time, and I didn't want to try it after I already got my first initial bounce. I didn't really have interest in trying it on some of these other ones. But yeah, that's basically why I ended up taking some profits on that position is what I'm getting at, because, even though this trending indicator is to the downside still, I just wanted to make sure I lock some in because I'm always willing to, if I'm typically willing to enter positions around my Stuber fib box here, If I'm in an opposing trade going the opposite direction, I'm absolutely willing to take some profits at those levels. So that's just what I like to do and how I like to nibble on some profits on some degen scalps. Anyways, guys, that's kind of what I was looking at on the short term. You know my opinion on the long term here. I personally think we're going to see more upside movement, but I'm open to the idea of anything because, like I said, I'm just trading one trade at a time anyways and using these indicators to crush it lately. So yeah, I'm just going to trade it as it comes. And you guys know I don't trade the weekly anyways. I trade the 1 minute, I trade the 5 minute, maybe the 1 hour sometimes, but I'm into the degen time frames. So, but you all know that. With that, my friends, obviously none of this has been financial advice. Always do your own research to form your own opinions, do your own back testing, because we could all have the same charts, same indicators, everything, and I guarantee we'd trade the markets completely different. So find out what works for you, what catches your eye when you're trading. But if you did appreciate this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you want access to my favorite indicators, then that also comes with the MDX Algo VIP Discord, as well as a no KYC place to trade. I've got some links down below for some discounts and so on. With that, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.